I met her on a dating app. She wasn't like the others. No overly filtered selfies, no generic bios about loving adventures and dogs. Her name was Selene. She was stunning, but in a quiet way. Her photos showed dimly lit rooms, candlelight bouncing off her pale skin, and an aura of mystery. Her bio simply read, "I see you." The first message came at midnight. Couldn't sleep either? Her words reeled me in. Over weeks, we talked every night. She asked about my fears, my regrets, my loneliest moments. Selene wasn't interested in shallow details. She wanted depth. She wanted vulnerability. And I gave it to her because she made me feel seen. Eventually, the requests started. First, small things. "Can you send me a photo? I want to know what your world looks like." Then, "I'd love to hear your voice. Could you send me a recording?" Her next request was for money. "It's embarrassing," she admitted in a voice message. "I'm stuck out of town and my wallet was stolen. I just need enough for a train ticket home." I didn't hesitate. She asked for $200. I sent $300. "Thank you," she whispered that night in a call. Her voice was like velvet, wrapping around me, lulling me into trust. "You're so kind, so generous. I can't wait to meet you." When she suggested we meet in person, I thought my luck had finally turned. "Come to my place," she invited. "I'm not much for public places. Too loud, too bright. I prefer intimacy." Her address was hours away, but I didn't care. I was already in my car, speeding through the darkness, when I realized she'd never once turned on her camera. By the time I reached her neighborhood, doubts gnawed at me. Her house was at the end of a desolate street, surrounded by dead trees and shadows that seemed to stretch too far. I knocked on the door, and it creaked open on its own. "Selene!" I called into the pitch black interior. "I'm here." Her voice purred from somewhere inside. The air smelled faintly of copper. I stepped in, my phone flashlight trembling in my hand. The walls were bare, the furniture minimal. It felt like no one lived here. She appeared at the top of the staircase, a silhouette draped in something dark and flowing. Her pale skin gleamed like the moon. "Thank you for coming," she said, descending slowly. Her bare feet didn't make a sound on the wooden steps. "You're real," I stammered, a nervous laugh escaping. She smiled, but it didn't reach her eyes. "Of course I am." The next moment she was in front of me, too close. Her hand brushed my cheek, cold as a corpse. "You're even more beautiful than I imagined." I tried to step back, but her other hand clamped down on my wrist with unnatural strength. "You've given me so much already," she said, her breath like frost on my neck. "Your photos, your voice, your trust. But there's one last thing I need." I tried to pull away, but her grip was iron. Her eyes, dark and endless, locked onto mine. "Your blood." I didn't even feel the bite at first. Just pressure, then warmth, as something hot and wet dripped down my neck. The room spun, and my strength seeped out of me, pulling in her grasp. I don't know how I broke free. Maybe it was instinct. Or maybe she let me go, satisfied. I stumbled to my car, the world blurring into smears of black and red. When I woke up the next morning, I was in my driveway, neck bandaged with a strip of gauze I didn't remember applying. My phone buzzed. A message from Selene. "I see you." I deleted the app, but it didn't matter. Every time I pass a mirror now, I see her watching from the reflection, her smile growing sharper each day.